You are about to listen to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast, hosted by Craig Forrestall. Find Craig on Twitter at that_sports_guy. The That Sports Guys podcast is proudly featured by NFL Draft Diamonds, your draft coverage king. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some football talk.
Hello and welcome to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. I am Craig Forrestall. You may know me from Twitter as at that_sports_guy. And today it is all about Alcorn State defensive back Qwynnterrio Cole. Qwynnterrio, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Hey, anytime. I'm excited to spend a couple of minutes getting to know you on and off the field. And let's start right there. Let's get to know you. You're from Memphis, Tennessee. Tell me a little bit about Memphis. What was it like growing up there for you?
Growing up in Memphis, it was a wild experience. Considering the neighborhood I'm from, I grew up in North Memphis. It's kind of rough out that way, and you're surrounded by a lot of distractions. So it's a lot. It's a lot to experience in Memphis. I mean. And it's not just bad things going on. It's a lot of fun things you can do in the city as well. But growing up in Memphis, I had a wild experience. But my mom, she kept me in sports and things like that just to keep me out the streets from going the wrong way and all that. So, growing up, I was just mainly staying active, playing sports and things like that.
And let's stick there. One of those other sports you played growing up was basketball, and you actually attended high school at Memphis East, where Penny Hardaway was the coach before he went on to coach at the college level. What was it like going to a high school where Penny was the high school coach? I mean, because he's a legend. What was that like?
It was, that was also a good experience. I mean, like, our basketball games, they had a, electric vibe to it. It was always a sight to see when we had basketball games. And I mean, playing at East, once Penny got there, I wasn't really playing the basketball anymore because our team, it just wasn't a regular basketball team. We was ranked number 1 in the nation. So most of those guys was fully committed to basketball. They wake up, eat, sleep, breathe basketball. And around the time Penny came, that was the time I fully committed to football. But I did play a little bit of basketball. But once he got there, it was a different wave. And there was no hard feelings. I just fully committed to football. But the basketball games, it was just like a whole different environment. It was something you wouldn't want to miss.
And you also ran track growing up. Now, that's 3 sports. Was football always your first love, or did another sport have your heart at first?
Yes, football actually always been my first love of sports. And the first sport I ever played was baseball when I was growing up. But I didn't play in high school. But basketball and track, I felt like track was just a thing, a part of football. Like most of the football players in my school, we already knew we had to run track. And there was a thing, like, I felt like all the sports correlate to help you out in some type of way. Track help you with your speed and things like that. I just like to stay active. So I just use those other sports to help me get better in certain areas of my game. But yes, football always been my first love when it came to the sports.
And Qwynnterrio, I want to ask you about the recruiting process, because in high school, you played a lot of wide receiver as well. So were some schools recruiting you as a DB, some schools recruiting you as a wide receiver, or how was the recruiting process for you?
I wasn't a big-time recruit coming out of high school. I feel like I was a late bloomer. But when it comes to the wide-out position at DB, most schools offered me at defensive back. But I did. I had a couple interests. I had a couple schools interested in me playing wide out. A couple teams I'm not even sure what conference the schools are in, but I know Tennessee Tech, right after our state championship game, my senior year. Tennessee Tech, they talked with me. They was really interested in offering me a wide out. at that point. So, but majority of my offers were at defensive back, and that's what I wanted to play going into college anyway. But yeah, I was kind of active at that wide out position.
Now, I want to know about the day that you got your offer to become a member of the Alcorn State Braves football program. What was it like? Where were you? Can you take us through that scene?
I was actually, it was just a regular day in high school, and I think the season was just about over. I think it was just about over. We had won state championship and all, and my coach called us for a meeting right after school, like a random meeting, text the group chat, and he just mentioned all the I picked up the offer from Alcorn. I didn't even know. He mentioned it to me, and it was a surprise. And then about the next week, that's when like all the SWAC offers came raining in, and actually once when the coaches they all came down the same day actually. We're at my school the same day, and I spoke to all of them, and Alcorn hit home with me, and it was just up from there.
And I want to ask you about your versatility and playmaking ability on the field, because you've spent time at both safety and cornerback. Qwynnterrio, talk about your versatility and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, my versatility. I just feel like when being a defensive back, I always felt like a defensive back is the most athletic person on the football field at all times. I mean, we could play just about any position. If whatever, we can get the job done anywhere. And I feel like when looking at the next level, you got to be versatile where you can play anywhere on the field. I feel like coaches, they really attract to players where you can put them anywhere and they can make a play. So that's one thing I always wanted to make sure I had in my bag was being versatile, where I can move around the field, play this and play that, and get the job done.
And I want to ask you about just when you first got to campus, Qwynnterrio, because you've grown so much from the first day that you've been there as a defensive back. But let's go back to those early days. What was the biggest adjustment for you when you first got to the college game?
Of course, when you get into college, the speed changed from high school to college, of course. But I feel like the biggest thing I had to adapt to was I had to adapt to the college organization, but I had to I had to focus on trusting the process. That was the biggest thing, is trusting the process, because you come in, once you receive an offer, you go on your visit, the coach is telling you, oh yeah, you're gonna come in, you're gonna start, you're gonna do this and do that. So your expectations, you're expecting the coaches, you're expecting to live up to those expectations. So when you come in and things don't go how you want them to, and you're a freshman and you're not aware of how the system works, and you just got to trust the process. So that was the thing I had to adapt to. So yeah.
And I want to ask you about the tradition of players that have gone on to the NFL. And some notable names include Leslie Frazier, who's a former DB and now defensive coordinator with the Buffalo Bills, Donald Driver with the Green Bay Packers, and former league MVP Steve McNair. Qwynnterrio, how have you prepared to be the next in that long line of greats?
I mean, I'm aware of the history and the things there, that the bar there they have set. So, I mean, looking forward to the next level, I'm willing to live up to those expectations and want to surpass those expectations. I mean, I never wanted to be seen as an average player, person at all. I just always wanted to be seen like above average, and so the thing when going to the next level, I don't want to be seen as he's just a small school prospect who came in. He from a small school, and I want to prove that I belong at the next level, and I'm gonna let my actions speak for itself.
And talking about the next level, even though you may come from what's considered to be a small school, you have a big time defensive back coach at your disposal. former DB Chris Cash is on staff. What has it meant to have Chris Cash on staff and share his knowledge and experience with you?
I mean, it's a blessing to have Coach Cash to be able to play under Coach Cash. I mean, the wisdom he give. I mean, to receive it firsthand, you being coached by someone who's been where you're trying to go, and it's like he don't want nothing but success for us and the rest of the team. Like, I mean, it's like he hit all aspects of he don't just teach you about the game. He teach you about life, how to become a better man in life, on and off the field. And it's just something he do it with his coaching ability that, I mean, I feel like you can't get from all coaches. So it's really just a blessing to receive his to be in his presence, you know. So yeah.
And now, Qwynnterrio, I want to jump ahead to the pre-draft process. And recently there was an announcement that the East-West Shrine game was going to be canceled in part because of the coronavirus. When you start to hear about the pre-draft process and all-star games being canceled, what does that do to you mentally? How do you process that? Does that affect you, or is that too far in the future for you to think about right now?
I mean, of course it's just, I feel like it was just some more bad news adding on to some that came throughout this pandemic. That's how I looked at it. I mean, like, excuse me, like my coach has preached to us and my teammates. He said, you can only control what you can control. So I feel like that was something we can't control, and it's just something we got to live with. It was canceled. I mean, it was bad news. But at the end of the day, we got to control what we can control. And, I mean, keep our eyes on the prize. Keep getting better day in, day out. So, of course, it was bad news, but it didn't affect me as much.
And now, Qwynnterrio, I want to move on to your football future. And I want to just ask you what you think about when you think about yourself 6, 8, 10, 12 months from now.
Oh, I see myself at the next level and standing out. Like, I see myself meeting those expectations that Donald Driver and all the other big time NFL players from this college set. So, I mean, I see myself just standing out at the next level and becoming, I mean, the rest is going to be history. I just feel like, I mean, everyone's aiming for the same goal, but not everybody do what it takes. You feel me? So I just see myself standing out.
Absolutely. And now, Qwynnterrio, the final football question that I have for you is kind of a recap of your career. You've been a 2-time HBCU All-American. You've earned multiple All-SWAC awards, and you found yourself on the NFL radar. When you think back to your college career, what do all those accomplishments mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot because everybody isn't fortunate to achieve all the goals and accolades, and you know, it's not just an average thing to be on the all-comes and all-American list. So, I mean, the achievements, accolades, they're great. It's something you come in, you set a goal, and to achieve it, it just makes me strive to do even more, to accomplish more. So those accolades are always going to be something you're going to remember, but it drives me to do better and achieve more.
And now, Qwynnterrio, that's going to do it for the football-based questions. I'm going to slide over to some questions off the field. You ready for them?
Yes.
All right, first question. What is that song you're embarrassed to admit you like? What's that song that you just listen to when you're driving all alone?
I say a little good vibing song I listen to maybe when I'm in the car alone. Maybe Get You by Daniel Kaiser or Best Part, both of them by him. So those two good songs I can just vibe to that many people probably don't know I listen to. So yeah.
And now, if I want to get something to eat somewhere around campus, what's the best place for me to go try?
I mean, consider Alcorn is like in the middle of nowhere, and all the food spots or off campus are almost 20 minutes away. A good spot you can eat at on campus besides the calf is this little food spot called Wow Cafe. They got some good food. Or you could also try, I like a little spot if you want to eat good. I mean, it's a little vegan spot named Oops All Vegan right in the back of the campus. It's a good little spot too. So yeah.
All right, now help me out here at the vegan place. What are we doing? How are we eating at the vegan place? Because I'm not going to the vegan, places too often. So help me out, Qwynnterrio. What am I getting there?
I mean, they serve almost, everything. Like they sell burgers, chicken tenders. I mean, they sell everything that you normally eat, but instead of it being like meat, it's made out of vegetables. It's vegan food. Like the chicken is substituted for cauliflower, and it's like when you taste it, you wouldn't believe it's cauliflower. You'd be like, no way, this cauliflower. I mean, the taste isn't different, but I say this, like you could tell it's good for your body because normally how you eat a greasy food, a little meal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your body feel heavy, but once you eat that vegan food, I mean, it tastes the same, but you could feel the difference. I mean, it won't even leave you feeling heavy. You'll be like, you just do your body right, and you'll be able to tell the difference.
All right, and now Qwynnterrio, if you just need to chill for a minute, what's your favorite way to relax?
I mean, I just isolate myself and I might go on a little walk, vibe into my music or something. Or I might just lay back in my room and just, I always got to have a little good vibe going with some music going on. But yeah, I normally just either take me a walk, maybe at nighttime when it's dark. A lot of people not out. Or I'm just in the room chilling by myself, get away from everybody and just isolate. Just come to a calm state of mind,
And Qwynnterrio, if you're gonna plan your dream vacation, where are you gonna go?
It's crazy because I never just had a dream location I particularly want to go, but it'll definitely be somewhere out of the country, definitely.
And now the last question I got for you today. What is that one thing people are shocked to find out about you? What's a little known fact about you?
Some people may not know about me is I'm very attracted to I say this, I want to learn how to play piano. A lot of people may be surprised. They're like, you want to learn how to play the piano? That's something I want to learn how to do. I mean, I'm attracted to it, set a little smooth vibe. I'm just a chill dude, so That's something I really want to learn how to do. It surprised a lot of people.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Qwynnterrio Cole, defensive back, Alcorn State. Pay attention for him. It's a name to remember as we get closer to the draft in 2021. Until next time, he's Qwynnterrio Cole. I'm Craig Forrestall. Stay safe and be easy.
Hey everybody, Craig Forrestall. Thanks for tuning in and listening to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at @that_sports_guy to catch all the latest updates and podcast episodes. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.